You ever wonder why some people seem to make success look effortless, while the rest of us, we feel like we're just grinding and grinding with no results? Let's break down what the best do. Alex Hormozi was broke and sleeping on the floor of his gym. Gary Vaynerchuk was making videos about wine on YouTube before you even knew what YouTube was. And Dan Martell went from prison to building multi-million-dollar companies. 3 different stories, but the same patterns. They all know 3 things that separate the winners from the wannabes. And if you learn these 3 lessons, you'll stop chasing success. You're gonna start creating it. Let's jump right in. Number 1, you can't skip the work. Let's all start with the most unsexy but true truth that we all need to hear. Everybody wants a shortcut, a hack, the viral post, the overnight success, the passive income. But here's the thing, everything takes work. The people who make it, they are obsessed with the boring stuff. They have been doing the work long before you saw them or knew who they were. And selling tens of millions of dollars of books, he spent years literally living in his gym, sleeping on the floor, trying to make his first business work. He wasn't chasing hacks, he was chasing competence. In one of his interviews, he said, "You don't deserve to be successful until you've done the boring work long enough to earn it." That's not motivational fluff, that's reality. And it's what separates people who talk about success from those who actually get it. The secret is consistency compounds. Every rep, every email, every failed launch, that's the price you pay for expertise. So if you're feeling stuck right now, maybe it's not because you're doing the wrong thing, maybe you just haven't done it long enough. So don't keep adding strategies and adding tactics and hope and wish. Do the work because you can't avoid it. Number 2, ask who, not how. This one can be a game changer. Ordinary people ask, how do I do this? What's the strategy? What's the tactics? What's the game plan? The most successful people ask, who can help me do this? See, that's the difference between staying small and scaling fast. Let's use an example I know well. Dan Martell, author of Buy Back Your Time. He's built multiple million-dollar companies. He was my coach when I was the CEO at Lemonly. I've spent lots of time around him. His secret, he stopped asking how, and instead of trying to, learn every single skill and figure out how to create content and edit videos and manage the ads and post the content, he just went out and found the who's. He hired people smarter than him. He studied the best. He went and found them and learned from them and asked them questions. He understood that it was the who's that will drive him forward. See, every how that you take on yourself is just a ceiling on your growth. So figure out the who's. Dan will say, if you're the biggest bottleneck in your business, then you are the problem. So see, here's the mindset shift you got to make. Stop trying to do everything and start building a network of who's. We're talking mentors, freelancers, coaches, advisors, collaborators, board members. That's how successful people think, without limits. They expand their capacity by expanding their circle. And you got to build the right circle. Number 3, you aren't thinking big enough. The third thing the most successful people know, and honestly, this is the one I need to hear myself. This is where a lot of us get stuck, that you're not thinking big enough. Here's what I mean. See, most people put a limit on how they think. They'll say things like, well, I just want to make enough money to be comfortable. Or I'll start once I have a little bit more time and, whatever happens, happens. But that mindset will shrink your potential before you even start. See, Gary Vaynerchuk is the perfect example of this. From the time he was a kid, he said, my dream is to buy the New York Jets. Most people will laugh at that, right? I first saw Gary in 2009 at South by Southwest, didn't know who he was, and I've followed his content, read his books ever since. I am convinced he will buy the New York Jets. He's gonna do it. It sounds impossible, but that's exactly the point. Gary sees the world with such clarity and intensity and obsession that when he speaks it, it almost seems like he's gonna speak it into existence. Like he's gone through a time machine and he already knows what the future looks like. See, he's successful because his vision is so much bigger than the current reality. And that type of thinking will pull you forward and everyone around you. It pulls you forward and forces you to grow into the person who can make it happen. So it's not your skills that are holding you back, it's your vision and how big you can think. So most great entrepreneurs, Hormozi, Martell, Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, they all have one thing in common. They think massive. They think, let's go colonize Mars. They think, let's build a global supply chain, right? Something that's so big you think you wouldn't even deserve to consider that idea. They don't set goals that make sense. They set goals that stretch what's possible. So instead of asking, how can I make an extra $1,000 this month? Ask yourself, what would it take to build something that changes the world, that helps people, that changes the stratosphere of my life or what's possible? See, because success always starts in your head long before it shows up in your bank account. Let's recap. Number 1, you can't skip the work. Mastery beats motivation. I'm sorry, but you have to work hard. Number 2, ask who, not how. Leverage people, not just effort. Make great connections, build your circle so you can build your business. Number 3, you're not thinking big enough. Most people put a limit on how big we can think. Don't be one of those people. The difference between you and them isn't just luck or talent, it's mindset and effort and execution. So the next time you catch yourself doubting, remember this: the people you look up to, they aren't smarter than you. They aren't luckier than you. They've just learned to think without limits. If you found this video helpful, hit that like button below. I want to hear from you. Comment which of the 3 lessons hit you the hardest. I know for me, it's about thinking bigger. And if you want more videos that will help you think like the top 1%, click subscribe because we're just getting started.